Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome all life's creation, all humans, all life's creations. Let's go. We out here again. Happy Fruit Monday, y'all. Happy Fruit Monday. You know, uh, summer's almost coming to a close, so I said, why not? Let's try to get it outside a couple more times before, you know, here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. You know, we know what's to come for us, and that's a lot of rain. So we out here in nature, 10 toes down, getting grounded, you know, uh, with a good holiday weekend. Now we back, you know, getting started with the Monday. So happy Fruit Monday to everyone out there. We back again with another bang to bang to bang banger. So, you know what I'm saying? We're moving right along. So hopefully everyone had a great last week. You know, everybody accomplished what they wanted to do, whether that's health wise, business wise, relationship wise, everything that you guys' hearts desire. Hopefully you guys had a good grasp on that and accomplished a lot. So again, we out here with another bang to bang bang. So yeah, moving right along, we gonna talk about again being your own boss, being your own doctor, being your own the boss, being your own you, because you carry yourself every single day, right? You have to wake up, you have to go to sleep, you have to wake up, you have to eat, you have to exercise, you have to be in control of you. So it makes sense that we got to talk about how we can optimize that or just make that better, because we all know without health we ain't really doing much if we're not healthy, or at least striving to be healthy, because your body is a system that works off of natural uh, conditions, natural customs, and we do live in a not so natural world anymore. There's so much that with the advent of technology, with the advent of how communities are developed, how cities are formed, how these are all sort of uh, great accomplishments by men, but also we forgot our natural selves within these accomplishments. Like these great, nice, beautiful cities. These communities and homes that are really nice, but there's not a lot of natural things, or we kind of forget that we probably should grow a garden. And I'll take that on the chin too, because I haven't started my garden yet, but please believe me, I'm definitely gonna start a garden and get that going, because not only food prices are just skyrocketing, um, it's not even good food, especially here in the USA. The food here is terrible, terrible. In some ways, I mean, you can always find farmers market and natural places and natural um, gardens and things like that does grow good food. So I shouldn't say that. But if you go to the store and buy the commercialized food there, I feel like it's a lot worse here than in other countries. And I've traveled a little bit to know. So, um, but anyways, so yeah, we continue being talking about being your own doctor. I think that's a phrase that I'm gonna try and coin. I'm gonna try and make people kind of be aware of more being your own doctor, because again, A lot of people want to be their own boss. They want to be their own CEO, their own, chief executive officer. But then they forget that that should correlate also with being your own doctor, taking responsibility about what you intake and what you put in your body. So that's one thing I'm gonna touch on today is how just a simple breakdown of how the body works when it comes to eating food. Because, eating food is a big thing we do every day. It's such an intimate relationship we have with food. A lot of people think intimacy just comes in a bedroom with your partner, but that does happen. Hopefully, a lot if you have a good, healthy relationship. But also, intimacy is something you do every day by yourself, and it's what you eat. So we want to understand how that relationship is and how that works and how your body actually even utilize that, right? So I'm gonna give you an understanding of your body is a food processor that you can think of when you eat food. Don't get me wrong when I say your body is a food processor. No, your digestive system is a food processor. So let me rewind that back. Your digestive system is a food processor, right? And your body will take what you give it and try to utilize the life force and the energy force from what you intake, right? So, if your body is a food processor or your digestive system, sorry if I'm trying to, if that's confusing, your digestive system is a food processor, then that means whatever you put in, it's going to try and break it down into smaller pieces, and then it's going to then distribute all of that nutrients or toxins or vitamins or anything that it does get, the water content, anything it gets from that food that you just chewed in your mouth and go down your esophagus and hit the digestive tract and then hit the small and the large intestine, and then voila, it's trying to process, right? So that's why some people, including myself, sometimes when you eat certain foods, you might feel sluggish, or you might feel like you want to take a nap because your body is processing that food, right? That's why I said your digestive system is a food processor. So it you tend to feel sleepy, because your body needs time to process that food depending on the type of food, right? So again, I'm a big uh, proponent on eating fruits. So fruits takes the least amount of time in your body to process, and it doesn't affect you such a big way where if you eat fruit, you want to go take a nap, after you eat fruit. More than likely, you're not. You're probably gonna feel very energetic. You're gonna feel light. You're gonna feel, like you like you had a 5 hour energy drink, sometimes. So, but it's obviously there's no major side effects of having fruits compared to taking a 5 hour energy shot, or better yet, eating a lot of, heavy foods, like your meats and your carbs and your fats and things like that. So if you get your body in a more uh, easier food processing state more times than you get it into a very deep, sluggish, hard to process food state, then you will realize it's easier for your body to operate. It's easier for you to get up with not a lot of sleep and still continue your day. It's easier for you to, exercise. It's easier for you to even think at times. So just remember your body processes everything that you put in it, and even on it, right? Even your skin is if you didn't know, your skin is your largest organ. So if you put certain things, what they call them, like uh, certain, for female, like products on your face, on your skin, thinking that it's supposed to be healthy for your skin, but you didn't read the the ingredients on in the bottle, or whatever container that does come in, and you can't even pronounce a lot of the chemicals that's in there on that product. Your skin has to absorb that, and your skin has to try to neutralize that. Again, putting more work on your system, right? So I like to be simple. Excuse me. I like it to be simple. I guess the weather's already, doing a change. But sorry. Um, so I like to keep it simple. I put very simple products on my skin, mostly oils. I like coconut oil, so that's a big one I use. It's only one ingredient that I know of, that I see on the bottle when I put that on my skin. Another good one is almond oil, jojoba oil. Those are all good oils that I would say, depending on if your skin can utilize it, because some people, are different. So you got to check out what what type of oils are better for your skin. But for the most part, I think most people can use coconut oil. So, but if you go look at a lotion bottle, or you go look at, you just go look at a lotion bottle that we've conditioned to use as something that moisturize and hydrate our skin, you're gonna see a lot of different ingredients on that ingredients list on that lotion bottle that you probably never heard of, never thought of. If you Googled what they are, you would probably be surprised. And we slather that stuff on our skin all the time, like it's nothing. So again, being your own doctor is just being aware of all those things that you put on your skin, put in your mouth, put anywhere on your body. So that's what it is. So moving right along. So your digestive system is a food processor, and you should treat it as such, right? So when you start to look at foods that you're eating, you want to kind of gauge on how long you think that's going to be able to how long it will take to process in your body for it to extract all the nutrients and vitamins, trace minerals, proteins, carbs, all the things that, we kind of know that we need to for our body to function, right? You look at your plate when you take some food, and see, is it, is if you are eating a diet full of, you know um, the meats, the rice, the beans, the pastas and things like that, and you don't have no greens, no vegetables, no root vegetables, nothing at all, nothing that's fibrous in that, not just fibrous, but that helps neutralize some of the effects of eating um, toxic foods, then um, you're not helping yourself out. You're gonna have some time processing that, and the more, your body's like a machine. So the more you put in hard things that are difficult to process all the time, the lesser your processing system will start to work and start to operate, and then you get this bloated, this undigested look, right? Because you're gonna your body don't have the time and the space to actually process it, because you continuously putting in the same type of hard foods for it to process. So hopefully that makes sense, because I feel like that's a big thing people don't take in consideration when they do eat, right? When they do have that intimate time with themselves, which is, depending on who you are, that's at least 3 to 5 times a day. People, sit down and have breakfast, lunch, dinner, or even snacks in between, or, depending on what you're doing and how you're trying to build your body up, you might have a lot of food or no food at all sometimes. Like me, I try to fast. I do a little intermittent fasting. I typically try and eat one meal a day, sometimes two, depending on my activity. But we already know, I'm a fruit boy, so I have my fruits regardless of what type of meals I eat. So that's the biggest positive that I do for my body on a daily basis, is fill it up with as much hydration or hydrating fruits, you know, um, fibrous fruits, um, easy, simple to digest, simple to process, doesn't take a lot of time, um, and if I do feel like I need something more dense, I will do that. I will eat something more dense and know that it might take some time for that to process, and know that if I don't want to feel sluggish, maybe I have to stay away from denser foods, right? So I just wanted to break that down, make you guys have just a little bit more awareness. I'm sure a lot of us have thought of this before. A lot of us have realized this, but you know, no one's really talking about how that affects you as an individual, and how that affects how your body and how your mind operate as well. So again, your digestive system is a food processing system. Whatever you give it, it has to try and break it down and try to extract as much nutrients out of it, so it can send it to all of the different parts of your body for it to recover, repair, to heal, and to keep you going, right? So the more vital foods you introduce into this food processing system, the less byproduct it's gonna create, which means more nutritional value. You're gonna get more better effects. You're gonna get better operating. Um, your body's gonna operate. So that's what I got for today, y'all. What I'm saying, without further ado, we're gonna get the fruit of the day out here on the table. So let me grab it real quick, because you already know it's Fruit Monday. We gotta eat our fruits, y'all. We gotta eat our fruits. We gotta start our Monday, our day strong. So let me get that real quick. All right. You already know I got me what? Some good ass watermelon. This like I haven't had some USA good watermelon in a while. I do know in the South they always have good watermelon down there, but in the North where I'm at, it's hit or miss. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's like, and you don't get it year round. Like it's the watermelon season here, so there's you can find a lot of good watermelon at the store right now. But once I would say winter hits, you're not gonna you're not gonna find too much good watermelon. So it's gonna be slim pickings. But anyways, y'all, I am gonna coin the phrase watermelon pizza because if you notice how I like to have my watermelon, how I cut it, it, you know, to me it looks like a slice of pizza. Obviously, uh, it might be a little smaller than the slices of pizza that you're used to, but it is look like a slice of pizza. So I call it watermelon pizza. The healthiest pizza you can get on the planet is this watermelon pizza. So I'm gonna bite into it, y'all. You see how the color, how dark and just juicy this thing looks compared to like a pizza that is oily, full of cheese, and you put pepperoni. If you do eat pepperoni pizza, not my favorite at all. If you're gonna eat pizza, I would at least try to get some other type of topping on there. Obviously, some veggies on there would be good. If you whatever types of meats. And honestly, I would stay away from the cheese, even though that's the whole concept of pizza is cheese, right? But I would get a cheeseless pizza if I was really doing it. You know, if I really wanted to get some pizza, to just keep it healthy, y'all. You know, get the veggies on there. You know, I'd probably throw. I would not put pepperoni on there. That's for sure. But again, going back to what I was trying to say is that this watermelon pizza compared to the pizzas that we know of. I'm gonna give the example is a pepperoni pizza. It's oily, got pepperoni. Like I see people when they go buy a slice of pizza, they'll get a napkin, right, and like to soak up all the oil that's on that pizza and still eat it. Like yo, like if you have to do that, if you have to literally go get napkins and you know like tap it on your pizza to get some of that oil off, just think about what's that gonna do for you. You know what I'm saying? So you know, shout out to people that eat pizza. I ain't a pizza hater. I'm just saying you can resort to a better, healthier size and type of pizza, and it's watermelon. It's really good, y'all. Um, so obviously eating all of the meat, the red part of the watermelon is is what most people tend to just eat. But I even eat it all the way down to the white part, the rinds, because there's also a lot of good health benefits with that as well. So you know, that's one little advice I would say is if you do like to eat watermelon and you're not used to eating the rinds, definitely give it a shot. There's a lot of health benefits eating the rinds as well, especially for the men out there. So you know that's a little tidbit right there for y'all, and you know free game right there. But you know watermelon pizza is the fruit of the day today, and yeah, we here. You know what I'm saying? So if you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. or just listen to the content. It ain't a thing except the pizza, watermelon pizza thing. uh, anyways, I'm not a rapper, but y'all get it. Um, so happy Fruit Monday, and we'll see you next Monday, y'all. Next Monday.